Good morning. It is currently in the negatives here at the homestead, and I wanted to go ahead and bring you along with me for chores this morning, and let's talk about winter and the goats. So let's get going. Okay. Now our goats are really tough, and goats are tough in general, but you could probably hear them now. But they are 100% Kikos, and they actually have a very thick coat, winter coat that comes for the winter. And basically we're going to start off talking about number one is to make sure they have a place to get out of the wind, a wind block, whereas all three sides or actually preferably we have in the barn all closed up. Our boys have a little bit of an opening with their door, but a good place to get out of the wind, a wind block, is number one. Here. I'll be done. Feed is number two. Making sure you have enough food, good quality food for your goats, to make sure they have enough for their bodies to burn and to eat, and also help with that extra weight over the winter. Make sure they have enough to eat. It's kind of a given, but what we feed is we actually are blessed to be able to provide hay off our own land for our goats. So we have our hay for them, and then we feed a pellet mix. That's kind of off and on. We don't do it all the time, but we'll do a pellet mix, and we sometimes mix in a little bit of red cell for just a vitamin boost, and we make sure they have 24/7 access to mineral, and we feed them to make sure, obviously, that they have enough. So and make sure that, because they are pregnant right now, to make sure that they have enough. You can do a mix of pellet of alfalfa pellet, Timothy orchard grass. I like Timothy orchard grass for our males and alfalfa for our females, and a mix of the Timothy orchard grass. I thought I heard Garfield. Garfield is a very feral barn cat that we have that's been hanging around. He looks exactly like Garfield, his body size and all. I haven't seen him eat lasagna yet, but yeah, I thought he was hanging around in the barn. So I actually had a surprise this morning in the hay loft. Let me show you. It's like Easter every morning. You find a random egg. What a blessing. And it's not cracked. It has not frozen. It is still a perfect egg. Now, this egg was laid by a rogue chicken that wanted to stay running around with Goner. She did not want to be in with the coop with the other hens. So she is a rogue hen who prefers Goner over RJ. So that was a blessing, because I was wondering where she was hiding them. I could never find her eggs. Well, I found where, I guess, a new spot that she laid. So I'm thankful for that. Now the trick is going to be, I'm going to put this egg in my pocket. Now will it be scrunched when I get back to the house to be able to bring it inside, or will it be solid? We don't know. We'll find out. I don't know about you, but I can sit here and listen to them. Just the sound of their eating, their crunching when they're eating. Now, if you're wondering about the hay on the ground, I do that so I can get them outside, so I can fill up the feeder without having them in the way, I guess. They are big. Well, she's a little one, but they are bigger. Hulk is probably 200 pounds plus. So not that they're trying to hurt me or anything, but just makes it difficult going in and out of the gate when they're right there in the way. So I just put a couple little flakes out here just to keep them entertained while I fill up their mineral and their feed. So I'll let you enjoy their crunching. You my girl, huh? You my girl. I do want to add with feed to make sure that you have a good feeder for hay waste, or so you don't have a waste of hay, however you want to say it. We built this feeder maybe a year and a half ago or so. We are going to redo the design, but I want to show you this has saved us so much waste for our hay from them just not getting inside of it. You don't want that anyway, but getting inside of it, risking injury or using the bathroom on the hay, and then also from them just completely destroying it and wasting it. So let me show you this, but we do have another build that is coming in the spring, so we can show you our new feeder and what we're going to do next with that. But let me show you this just to keep in mind for your preventing hay waste. So this is, they can still get it from the side here, but can't get caught. And then this is just plywood that we screw on and unscrew off when we want to fill it. And then it goes down, and they can get it from the sides. We do have cattle panel. Now this is where the staple had busted, but we reinforced it with baling twine. So baling twine, actually we did, but it looks like he stapled it back because that's pretty loose. So thank you, Justin, for stapling that back. But baling twine saved us until we could actually staple that back. So many uses for baling twine. Shout out to everybody that's got a stash like we do for just random projects around the farm. Keep that in mind when you're feeding to prevent waste, no matter what that looks like. And then we have your actual just classic feeders and mineral feeders for the goats. For them. So if you want me to talk more about mineral, leave a comment below and we'll make a video on that. So let's go ahead and take care of the boys. Let's talk about something else for goats during the winter. That is their bedding. You want to have clean bedding, warm bedding for them to lay in. Now we do the deep litter method to where it's actually building up and composting underneath and creating warmth for the goats. Some people like this, some people don't. The most important thing is to remember that your goats have fresh bedding, that they're not laying in their waste. We have a field that didn't produce as high of quality of hay that we wanted, so we actually are using that for our bedding this year, or you can use straw. So the most important thing is to remember that you are laying down fresh bedding for them to stay warm in. We like the deep litter method, so it provides the heat for them to have extra warmth, but it's clean on top for them. We check it to make sure, provide a new layer, and then when we actually go for springtime to clean it out, or even maybe before then, if it's a warm day, if it's getting either too high, that we clean it out, and the compost that comes from that is fantastic. We use it for our garden along with the chickens, which we do deep litter with our chickens as well. So the compost is just fantastic for our garden that we get from these goats over the winter, for the girls and for the boys, because we do a slightly deep litter method for the boys, but their barn, our goat shelter 2.0, is a little smaller than our barn, so we clean them out more frequently over the winter. But again, we just let that compost in, and what it's giving us is just rich goodness for our garden. This is Fabi, as in Fabio. If you don't know who he is, then I feel old. He was big back in the day when I was young. Not that I read any of his covers or anything, but so when I seen Fabi, story about Fabi, when I first, when Fabi was getting older, before I knew if he was a hen or a rooster, he is part dark Brahma and Australorp, and he was still kind of young, preteens, and he was out. Well, he's got that golden, beautiful locks coming down his neck. And so I first called him Tina Turner because of her beautiful golden locks, just full, you know, beautiful hair. And I was like, oh, Tina Turner. And then now I see he's a rooster. So now another beautiful golden locks is Fabio. So if you don't know him, look him up. And then chuckle, let me know, chuckle later and let me know that you found him. I did get 2 eggs this morning, even with these negative temps, but unfortunately the one cracked, and then actually they both cracked. So let me show you here. But thankful for the 2 eggs that blessed us this morning. So the dogs are going to get a good yummy treat this morning. And I want to give you a little more information on Fabi. Fabi is our rooster that is just running around the farm like Goner. He and RJ fight, and so I think he is so beautiful and he's so well-mannered, tempered, what have you, that I don't, what's the best way to say it? I like him around the farm. Let me show you his colors right now. He's so beautiful in the sun. And he's just beautiful, like his colors are just fantastic. But I let him run around, feed him separately from the other hens and RJ, so they don't fight. But he very much wishes to have ladies of his own, but I can't have them running around. But he's a great rooster to have, and I'm thinking about getting more ladies and just having him his own flock, probably come spring or so. Yeah, so he can have his own ladies. I'm all done with the chickens, so let's go back and finish talking about goats. If you would like a video on caring for chickens during the winter, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Let's go finish taking care of the goats. I feel like that kid off of A Christmas Story, where he's like, I can't put my arms down. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Now, water is very important for the winter time. You want to make sure that your goats don't get dehydrated. Just like us, we don't really care to drink cold water in really cold weather. So let me show you what we're doing and what we're not doing. Hear that? That is ice. That is solid ice. That is not what we're doing. To break that up is something I don't want to do, so let me take you and show you what we're doing instead. Now, I do have to get the boys water, but I wanted to show you this. So let me turn this around. This is what we are doing. This heater is from Tractor Supply. It does require electric. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off that bad boy, but we are in the negatives and they still have nice warm water in there. Now the edge is a little low. They are low. They were fine last night, but I don't know, they're so weird that they will drink a ton and then they won't hardly drink any. So I don't know, goats are funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video here while I go get them some water. And I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, be sure to give us a like and be sure to subscribe to our channel and catch the next video we upload. And I'm sure I forgot something along my way of doing chores this morning. So if there's something you can think of to share with other people, please give it a comment below on what you're doing this winter to help take care of your goats. You all have a blessed day. See you on the next one. Now our goats are really tough. They are 100% Kiko's.
The things I do for video.
Here you have a